If you've ever looked at that stack of old cardboard boxes or piles of junk mail and wondered if they could be useful in the garden, good news, they absolutely can. Cardboard and paper aren't just waste, they're hidden treasures for gardeners who want to feed their soil without spending a dime. On my channel, Soil Power, I'm always talking about how the simplest, most overlooked materials can become powerful tools for healthy soil. And today we're diving into how to make compost from cardboard and paper. Whether you're new to composting or already have a thriving pile, this method will not only reduce household waste but also create rich, balanced compost your plants will love. Let's get into it. Think of compost like a balanced diet for your soil. Just like our bodies need protein, carbs, and fats, soil microbes need a mix of materials to thrive. Composting works on a ratio of browns, which are carbon-rich materials, to greens, which are nitrogen-rich materials. So, cardboard and paper, they actually fall into the brown category. They provide the carbon that balances out your kitchen scraps, grass clippings, and other so-called greens. Without enough browns, your compost pile can get slimy, and honestly, pretty smelly. But if you don't have enough greens, it's going to stay dry and break down way too slowly. That's exactly why cardboard and paper are so valuable. They're free, super abundant, and they help you hit that sweet spot of balance in your compost pile. But, not all paper products are created equal. If you want safe, healthy compost, you really need to know which types are good to use and which ones you should probably avoid. Alright folks, let's talk about the best types of cardboard and paper for composting. You want to stick with brown, corrugated cardboard, like those shipping boxes and packaging. Then there's paperboard, think cereal boxes and egg cartons. And don't forget about non-glossy paper such as newspaper, office paper, and even junk mail, as long as it doesn't have those pesky plastic windows. Now let's chat about what you should avoid. Steer clear of glossy or shiny paper like magazines and catalogs. Also, heavily inked or colored cardboard is a no-go. And anything with plastic coatings or tape, well, that's just not going to work. If you're ever unsure, just ask yourself, does this look like it would break down easily in nature? If the answer's yes, then it's probably fine for the compost. Here's where a lot of gardeners, go wrong. They toss whole boxes or thick stacks of paper into the pile. But hey, that won't break down quickly. Preparation, my friends, is key to successful composting. First, remove any tape, staples, or stickers. Those won't compost and will just litter your pile. Next, shred or tear the material into small pieces. The smaller, the better. This increases the surface area, giving microbes more room to do their work. For paper, running it through a shredder works beautifully. For cardboard, tearing by hand or cutting with scissors is fine. Finally, dampen the pieces slightly before adding them to your pile. Dry cardboard and paper can sit around without breaking down. A quick spray with the hose speeds up the process and helps them blend with the rest of the compost. Now for the fun part, layering it all together. Think of your compost pile as a lasagna. You need alternating layers of browns like cardboard and paper and greens like fruit scraps, veggie peels, and grass clippings. Start with a brown layer at the bottom. This helps with airflow and drainage. Add a layer of greens on top, then cover it again with shredded paper or cardboard. Continue layering until you run out of materials. A good rule of thumb is 3 parts browns to 1 part greens. If your pile gets too wet and smelly, add more paper and cardboard. If it's too dry and slow, add more kitchen scraps or water. And remember, mixing the pile every couple of weeks keeps the decomposition active. Microbes need oxygen, and turning introduces fresh air. Don't have space for a traditional compost bin? No problem. Cardboard is really versatile. Here are 2 alternative ways to use it. First up, sheet mulching, also called lasagna gardening. Just lay flattened cardboard directly on your garden beds as a weed barrier. Then, cover it with compost, manure, or mulch, and let it break down right there in place. This method improves your soil while smothering weeds. Honestly, it's a win-win. Second, worm composting or vermiculture. Shredded cardboard actually makes an excellent bedding material for worm bins. Worms love burrowing in it, and as they munch away they transform it into worm castings, the most nutrient-rich compost you can get. Like any gardening project, composting with cardboard and paper comes with a few hiccups. Let's troubleshoot. Problem: the pile isn't heating up. That's likely because there's just too much paper. Add more greens like kitchen scraps, and turn the pile to add some oxygen. Problem: the pile smells bad. That usually means there are too many greens and not enough browns. Try adding more shredded cardboard and give it a good mix. Problem: the paper is clumping together. Shred it more finely and moisten it lightly. Clumps block airflow and really slow down decomposition. Problem: rodents or pests are attracted. Always cover your food scraps with a layer of cardboard or paper. The browns act like a blanket, keeping smells down. How long does it take? With regular turning, the right balance, and proper moisture, paper and cardboard can turn into rich, dark compost in as little as 2 to 3 months. If left alone, it may take 6 months or more. The key is consistency. Turn it, check the moisture, and just keep feeding the pile. Why this matters for your garden. Cardboard and paper compost not only reduce waste, but also create a healthier garden ecosystem. The resulting compost improves soil texture, boosts water retention, and feeds the microbial life that plants depend on. Over time, you'll see stronger roots, healthier growth, and better harvests, all from what would have been thrown in the trash. When I first started using cardboard and paper in compost, I'll admit, I was skeptical. Could something as simple as an Amazon box really improve my garden soil? The answer was a resounding yes. Today I see cardboard as black gold in disguise. It keeps my compost balanced, my garden thriving, and my household waste down to almost nothing. So the next time you're about to toss out a cereal box or junk mail, think again. Your soil could use it more than the landfill. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Soil Power for more tips on building healthier soil the natural way. And don't forget to share this with a fellow gardener, because the more of us who recycle waste into soil power, the richer our gardens and the planet will be.